Hello and welcome to my channel once again. Today I'll be doing a quick analysis of Zipco. Basically, there is some speculation out there that Zip might actually be looking at listing, doing a parallel listing on the um, U.S. Stock market or, or U.S. capital market. So basically, this is just speculations at the moment, and there's this headline. Um, the news in Australian Financial Review is saying Zipco goes shopping for US investors, and they're looking at the second listing. So this is quite interesting. I'll just give a quick take as to what I think from a very critical point of view regarding this listing. So as a matter of fact, it looks like they're trying to go after pay here, and this is quite interesting because Afterpay has actually had a very successful listing in the US as well, which has actually had a ripple effect on their stock, even in Australia. So to start with, without wasting much time, um, there are two basic things here. So there are speculations and there are facts. So in terms of what the speculations are, Zipco listing in the US is a speculation, and what's my take on that? I really do believe that if ZipPay goes in this path, it's likely to be very successful. And why do I say this? There has never been any better time, to list in US than now. So they are really choosing the right time. The timing is very right. And why do I say it? It's based on the evidence out there. So basically, there is a lot of liquidity in the US capital market right now, and this is coming off the back of a very historically low interest rate. And if you've been following financial reports from America, for example, you would have heard a lot of SPACs. SPACs are generally special acquisition companies that pretty much they write a blank check, and they sort of act as a step ladder for other companies to sort of list on the stock market without going through the initial public offering, the IPO pathway. So there is some form of SPAC. It's always been there, but it's really gone big right now. And this is off the back of very low interest rates, a very high level of liquidity. So I'm not suggesting here that Zipco is going through this pathway, but what I'm trying to the inference I'm trying to draw here is that there is the fact that there is a lot of liquidity in the U.S. capital markets right now, and it's even likely that Zipco may actually do better than the Afterpay listing that happened a couple of years back in the US. So the other reason why they might actually do better is the fact that the buy now pay later industry has also become a little bit more advanced and much more well known than when Afterpay listed. So even though it says here that they're trying to sort of explain what they do and trying to convince investors to invest in their business, to make their listing possible. I don't think they would have a hard time at all because the BNPL industry has really come a long way. They have a much more broader global recognition, and people know a lot more about them right now. And this applies to the fintech industry in general. So if you're gonna make a decision based on whether the listing, the zip code listing will be successful in US or not, I think it should be a very probably a very easy call. Um, but again, you do have to do your own research. When I wouldn't make a decision just based on this video today. You should still do your research on the company and see if it's a good suitable one for you. So do not take this as a financial advice, as I'm not a financial advisor. Yeah, but the second thing is this. In terms of so just showing you here what the US interest rate looks like. Um, so compared to the 2019 values, it's sitting at around 0% now. So this is why there's a lot of liquidity, and it's very likely that they have a very successful listing if they do go ahead with that. And so the other fact we know is that a lot of people say Zip Pay and Zip shares is very very overpriced. And but I would ask this question, if you're talking of being overpriced, what do you say about Afterpay? It's a lot more overpriced. So, is it a good time to jump in or not? Well, I would say this decision is up to every individual. But my call here is, if you are after investing for the long haul and see where ZipPay goes into the future, I think it's a potentially good investment if you're in it for the long haul. But if you're looking at a short term kind of situation or picture here, I think the price will still sort of jump up and down. We've seen a very significant, looking at the chart, we've seen a very significant spike in their value recently based on some of these speculations. But the fact herein is this: the long-term picture is likely to be very positive for ZipPay, and this is because if they are able to successfully pull off the listing in the US, they are likely to we're likely to see much more partnership acquisition. They recently acquired QuadPay. They acquired that last year. It's an American company, and it was a foot in the door for them to start operations in America. I think there will be more acquisition like that, of that similar nature, and there will be much more partnership into the future, and this is likely going to help their value as well. So, but in terms of what the revenue looks like, and in terms of what the future could look like, even when we don't consider that speculation that they could be listing in the US, based on what we have currently, which is the fact on hand, we can see that their revenue has pretty much, it's almost doubled between 2019 and 2020, and the revenue it's been doing pretty well. They're likely to keep growing, and these are high growth companies. We don't expect them to be profitable in the short term, and this is why if you're in it for the long haul, you definitely expect this company to sort of turn a corner and probably become profitable in the near future. But this would be dependent on management, a lot of fundamentals, and a lot of other um, situations, and a lot of other factors. So, but the company so far looks like it's well managed. It looks like the numbers look right. The revenue is increasing. And in terms of their market debt, the capitalization, the depth of the capitalization is sitting around it's almost $6 billion. That's a really good one. And in terms of whether to invest or not to invest in ZipPay. So, like I said, for example, I'll make the disclosure that I used to hold ZipPay in the past. I probably entered when they were sort of trading at around $1.50 or so, and I sold it for good reasonable profit, probably at around $5 or something like that. And I held it for a couple of months. So I sort of expect a similar situation. If I was gonna make a decision on ZipPay, I'll probably going there with a mindset, of holding it all through while they get around their listing in the US. See what acquisition they might have, in the future. See what partnership they might go through. So I'll be going into it for the long haul. I wouldn't be going into it for a short term or medium term strategy. So, so that I mean that's just about it regarding ZipPay. And if you enjoy my analysis and you want more um, breakdowns, analysis, and discussion about stock, definitely just subscribe, like my video, and hopefully you get notifications when I do more videos. Thank you.